Hello students, welcome to Varma's Chemistry. This video is about how to find out geometry of the molecule. To find the geometry of the molecule, first we should see how many sigma bond pairs and lone pair of electrons are present in the molecule. This is called as steric number. How to find out this steric number? First, find how many atoms are directly bonded to central atom. It gives you number of sigma bonds. Then count the number of valence electrons present in the central atom. Subtract the number of electrons involved in bonding from the valence electrons of the central atom. Half of that number is equal to the number of lone pair of electrons. So lone pair of electrons is equal to half of valence electrons in central atom minus electrons participated in bond formation. And steric number is equal to number of sigma bonds plus number of lone pair of electrons present in central atom. If steric number is equal to 2, then geometry of the molecule is linear. Steric number 3, trigonal planar shape. Steric number 4, tetrahedral. 5, trigonal bipyramidal. 6, octahedral. 7, pentagonal bipyramidal. All these shapes of the molecules are regular shapes. Due to presence of lone pair of electrons, there will be distortion in the shapes. Let us use this procedure to get the shape of CO2. Carbon is bonded to two oxygen atoms. That's why we can consider there are two sigma bonds formed by carbon. And to get the number of lone pairs, first count the valence electrons in carbon. There are 4 valence electrons in carbon. Out of 4, all these 4 carbons are involved in bond formation with 2 oxygen atoms, because each oxygen can form 2 bonds. Oxygen atom is divalent. So you got 2 oxygens bonded to carbon, means all 4 electrons of carbon are involved in bond formation. So there are no lone pairs. Number of lone pairs 0 and number of sigma bonds is equal to 2. So steric number is 2 without lone pairs. So shape of CO2 is linear. Here I have considered carbon atom as A and oxygen atoms as B. Next come to BCl3. Number of valence electrons in boron is equal to 3, and here 3 chlorine atoms are bonded to boron. So sigma bonds, number of sigma bonds formed by boron is equal to 3. And to find number of lone pairs, valence electrons in boron is equal to 3, and each chlorine can form single bond. So all the 3 electrons of boron atom are involved in bond formation. So there are no lone pairs. Lone pairs equal to 0. Sigma bonds equal to 3. So steric number is equal to 3 without lone pairs. So if the central atom has steric number 3 without lone pairs, then shape of the molecule is trigonal planar. Central atom, let us consider boron A, and 3 chlorines, consider them as B. And come to stannous chloride. Here tin, stannum, is bonded to 2 chlorines. So number of sigma bonds is equal to 2. And let us find out how many lone pairs are present in tin. Valence electrons in tin is equal to 4 but out of 4, only 2 electrons are involved in bond formation with 2 chlorine atoms, because each chlorine can form single bond. So for each chlorine we need 1 electron from tin. You have 2 chlorines. So out of 4, 2 electrons from tin are involved in bond formation. So you got 2 more electrons left. So which is equal to 1 lone pair. So overall steric number is equal to 2 plus 1, 3, but you got 1 lone pair. So shape of stannous chloride will be angular. So in place of 1 bond pair you are getting a lone pair here. Otherwise this shape would be trigonal planar, but instead of 1 bond pair you got a lone pair. That's why shape has become angular. And let's see the shape of methane. Carbon atom is bonded to 4 hydrogen atoms. So number of sigma bonds equal to 4. And let us see how many lone pairs are there in carbon atom. Valence electrons in carbon is equal to 4, and all the 4 electrons are involved in bond formation with 4 hydrogen atoms. So there are no lone pairs. So steric number is equal to 4. If steric number is equal to 4, shape of the molecule is tetrahedral. So CH4 is a tetrahedral molecule. And ammonia, central atom is nitrogen. It is bonded to 3 hydrogen atoms. So sigma bonds equal to 3. And let us find out lone pairs. Valence electrons in nitrogen atom is equal to 5. Out of them, 3 involved in bond formation with 3 hydrogen atoms. So you got 2 more electrons left out in nitrogen, which is equal to 1 lone pair. So sigma bonds 3 plus 1 lone pair, which is equal to 4. Steric number equal to 4. So it should be tetrahedral shape, but because of 1 lone pair of electron, the shape of ammonia molecule is pyramidal. Instead of 1 bond here, you got a lone pair. So that's the reason the shape of ammonia molecule is distorted to pyramidal. Next, come to one more example. H2O, central atom oxygen. It is bonded to 2 hydrogen atoms. So number of sigma bonds equal to 2. And let us see how many lone pairs are present. Central atom oxygen has 6 valence electrons. Out of them only 2 are involved in bond formation. So remaining electrons equal to 4. Nothing but 2 lone pair of electrons. So you got 2 sigma bonds and 2 lone pair of electrons. So steric number is equal to 4. If steric number is 4, shape of the molecule should be tetrahedral, but due to presence of 2 lone pairs of electrons, its shape is angular. So in place of 2 sigma bonds here, you are getting 2 lone pairs. So that's why shape of H2O is angular. Come to PCl5, in which central atom phosphorus is bonded to 5 chlorine atoms. So number of sigma bonds equal to 5. Valence electrons in phosphorus atom is equal to 5, and all these 5 electrons are involved in bond formation with 5 chlorine atoms. So number of lone pairs equal to 0. So steric number is equal to 5. So the shape of the molecule is trigonal bipyramidal. In this structure, there are 3 atoms bonded to central atom present in same plane, in equatorial plane. So all these 3 positions are called as equatorial positions, and 2 atoms lies one above the plane and the second one below the plane. These 2 positions are called as axial positions. So 3 equatorial positions and 2 axial positions are present in trigonal bipyramidal shape. And when you come to Another molecule SF4, central atom sulfur is bonded to 4 fluorine atoms. So number of sigma bonds is equal to 4, and sulfur has 6 valence electrons. Out of them 4 are involved in bond formation with 4 fluorine atoms. Fluorine is monovalent atom, so 1 electron from sulfur atom will be bonded to each fluorine. So number of electrons remaining equal to 2, means 1 lone pair. So steric number equal to 4 plus 1, 5. So the shape of the molecule should be trigonal bipyramidal, but there is one lone pair. Because of this lone pair, there will be distortion in the shape. And in trigonal bipyramidal structure, lone pairs generally occupies equatorial positions. So here we should have a bond pair, but because of lone pair, there is a distortion in the shape. This shape is called as seesaw. And come to one more, ClF3, in which chlorine atom is bonded to 3 fluorines. So number of sigma bonds equal to 3. Valence electrons in chlorine equal to 7. Out of 7, 3 electrons are bonded to 3 fluorine atoms. So remaining electrons 4 means 2 lone pairs. Sigma bonds 3, lone pairs equal to 2. So steric number is 5. So shape of the molecule should be trigonal bipyramidal, but we have 2 lone pairs. These 2 lone pairs occupies equatorial positions. So shape will be this T shape. Here these 2 places are occupied by lone pairs. So that's why you got T shape like this. Next, xenon difluoride, in which central atom xenon is bonded to 2 fluorines. So number of sigma bonds equal to 2. Valence electrons in xenon equal to 8. Out of 8, 2 are involved in bond formation with fluorine atoms. So remaining electrons 3. It means there are 3 lone pairs. 3 lone pairs and 2 sigma bonds. So steric number equal to 5. That's why shape of the molecule should be trigonal bipyramidal, but the 3 lone pairs occupies equatorial places. So 1, 2, 3. All these 3 positions in equatorial plane are occupied by lone pairs. That's why shape of the molecule will be linear. Come to SF6. Central atom sulfur is bonded to 6 fluorine atoms. So number of sigma bonds equal to 6. Valence electrons in sulfur is equal to 6. All these 6 electrons are involved in bond formation with fluorine atoms. So lone pairs equal to 0. But steric number equal to 6. If steric number is 6, then the shape of the molecule is octahedral, in which there are 4 bonds present in square planar shape in equatorial plane, and 1 bond lies above the plane, another bond lies below the plane. So there are 4 equatorial positions and 2 axial positions. So shape of SF6 is octahedral. Come to bromine pentafluoride, BrF5, in which central atom bromine is bonded to 5 fluorine atoms. That's why there are 5 sigma bonds. Valence electrons in bromine is equal to 7. Out of 7, 5 electrons are involved in bond formation. So you got 2 electrons remaining, which is equal to 1 lone pair. Sigma bonds equal to 5 and lone pair equal to 1. So steric number is 6. So shape of the molecule should be octahedral. But we have one lone pair of electron, and in octahedral structure, lone pairs occupies axial position. So one of the axial position is occupied by lone pair. Then shape of BRFI has become square pyramidal because each axial position is considered as a pyramidal shape. So it's a square pyramidal shape. Next, come to one more structure. Xenon tetrafluoride, in which xenon atom is bonded to 4 fluorines. So number of sigma bonds equal to 4. Xenon has 8 valence electrons. Out of 8, 4 are involved in bond formation. So remaining electrons equal to 4. It means 2 lone pairs. Sigma bonds equal to 4, lone pairs equal to 2. So steric number is 6. So shape of the molecule should be octahedral. But you got 2 lone pairs, and lone pairs occupies axial positions. So both the axial positions should be removed. Means shape will become square planar. So like this, you can predict the shapes of the molecules using steric number. Thank you for watching this video.